Welcome back to the Midlands Outdoors channel here at the Wyre Forest. It's actually the first time that I've been to this section where the mills are right away in the distance. There's so many paths to take and I can't wait to see what the Wyre Forest has actually got to offer. Straddling the border of Shropshire and Worcestershire, the Wyre Forest area is known to have been wooded since at least 900 AD. The Foresta di Wyre is mentioned in the Domesday Book, Britain's earliest record, commissioned by William I in 1085. Although hard to believe now, Wyre Forest was once the centre of enormous economic activity, with the production of charcoal fueling many local industries. Coal mining on an industry scale began in the early 1600s at sites near Pound Green. There's so much to discover over the Wyre Forest section. I believe it was part of the Industrial Revolution many years ago, from collieries, mills and several bits and pieces. I believe by Hawke's Batch somewhere the train actually used to come all the way through for the Severn Valley Railway. There is a bridge right away above. It's got some cool architecture, and not only the history over here, it's full of wildlife, deers, wood ants and several bits and pieces. If I can actually try and find some of these during the video, that would be cool. Where we're heading to is all the way to National Trust Knowles Mill, which is a little bit more further on this path what we're taking. Just by the side of us is Dowles Brook. I will come back to a brook section a bit later in the video because there is a colliery in Wyre, and that's actually where part of the Industrial Revolution took place, is with several bits and pieces. I just love the history and the wildlife. I mean, coming to places like this, you can get the best of both. For many years I've been interested in the Wyre Forest, not just through its history, but the wildlife. There's so much to discover over here, and it's so big it will take several days to explore this. There's always something to see every time you come here. I took the wrong path. I'm on the right one now. It's actually a drive going all the way to the mills. I've just passed over Dowles Brook. The amount of crayfish was unbelievable. What a place though. It's very quiet over here, and that section to what I'm pointing to is part of a private woodland. Not too far from the mills now. I'm hoping this one's going to be a good one to look at. It's getting much more warmer, just taking a short break. I've been sitting on this section and the amount of wood ants what was crawling on me was unbelievable. You probably can find a nest of wood ants like in these sections if you go further in, but there's tons over here. Wow, tons of them. I'll tell you what though, you wouldn't like to get bit by one of them. I think they spray a certain acid. Tons of them there. I think they're actually coming back and forth from a nest. Ooh, smells very industrialised in here. Oh wow. Check out this. I can imagine how far this place really does date to. But what I love about it is that big wheel inside. Very rusty. You can definitely tell how old the wood is, and several bits and pieces. I can't believe this was open, was well worth the trip. What a place. What a place, really interesting to look at, full of industrial history here, and I will show you a coal mine a bit later on. There is a sign here mentioning how the mill actually worked. It does say wheels, nuts and stones. The water wheel outside turned the shafts and gearing inside to drive the millstones. Every gear wheel in a mill has its own name. The pit wheel on the water wheel shaft turned the wallower near the bottom of the upright shaft. The great spur wheel just above the wallower turned the stone nuts, and these turned the upper stone, the rudder stone of each pair of millstones. There is actually a thing here showing the diagram, and I'll quickly show you this one. That's basically the diagram of how this place even worked. There's that big wheel what we showed you earlier. Not only that, the pit wheel, and then I've just noticed this very old photo from 1897. I'll quickly blow that up for you. There is actually an information sign here saying Knowles Mill, and a photo of the cottage what's by the side of us from 1900. I'll quickly blow this one up once more. It says, why is it here? In the 19th century, Knowles Mill was one of the 6 mills along Dowles Brook. The brook was used as a power source rather than the nearby River Severn, as it was much more easier to dam and regulate flow with weirs and sluices. Basically, what did the mill do? Knowles Mill, along with Town Mill downstream, would have provided flour for the population of nearby Bewdley. It would have also been a source of animal feed for local farmers. Knowles Mill is the last surviving recognisable coal mill in the Wyre forest. Many similar buildings across the region have been demolished or converted to other uses. What a place, though. It's amazing to view that the National Trust are actually looking after the place, and it is still here. Like it mentioned on the history, a lot of the other mills were demolished and several collieries in the area, but the Wyre forest was well known for the coal mills and several bits and pieces. There is one thing what I'm doing in a second, and that's taking this jacket off and having a 2-minute break. I think it's got to get to 34 degrees today. It's actually the hottest we've had all week. So we've come to the middle of my week off work. I've really enjoyed what I've done this week. You know, I don't get chances to go out daily. It just relaxes your mind, and coming to places like this, you feel refreshed going home. You know, when you've got all stress on your mind and several bits and pieces, it is a good medicine for it. Wow, it's sweltering today. I didn't even realise that the Worcestershire Wildlife Trust actually own this section into there. It says only wildlife behind this point, no public access. So we're walking on the public path, what leads to another section. I can hear cockerels going and chickens. I think we're near a farm, I'm not too sure. I did think to myself though, I mean, the other day when I went to Chadsley Woods, I do want to mention, I think going to woodlands is really good for your health, because I felt so tired on the night time when I went home, I slept like a log. It is making me wonder though, this fresh air is so good for you, because it's all being circulated from the leaves and the trees, and all the way around us, there's no industry. The industry is really further away. So this clean air once in a while is really good for you. But one thing, I don't know where I'm going. I'm taking random paths and actually trying to find where they end up. That's what my journey is all about. It's not planned routes. It's taking chances of where it even leads to. I want to actually find places where I've never been before in the Wyre forest. And I've actually been to the button oak section on both sides, but this is actually one where I've never seen before. And I just like the surroundings. Each time you walk to a section like this, you never know what you can find. What I think is cool about this section is all these ferns covering the forest floor, all the way around. So it's actually brought us out to a section where there is actually a lane leading right away to the bottom. I think we come all the way from down there. So I'm guessing that's probably an easy way all the way to the car park. And by the side of us, there is actually another bridge over there. Let's quickly have a look. I think this one's got something to do with a railway. I might be wrong. I was speaking to some lovely people then, and even they said it could be part of an old railway system. I can't really check the old Ordnance Survey maps because there is no signal in the Wyre forest. When I get home I will do some research, because there's one by the car park and one there. Don't forget, it was very well industrialised over here. One could be a tramway and the other one could be part of the Severn Valley Railway system. Just checked my phone and there is no service. What about if something happened in the Wyre forest? You can't get a hold of nobody. Oh, another break. Just spoke to those people and they said they've been taking 5-minute breaks every now and again. It's just too warm out here. It's got to get much more warmer than this. And I've got a drink in my bag and that's what I'm doing. Nice refreshing drink. Oh, and a bit of Turkish delights from Asda. Little bit of a snack. Oh, we've arrived at another section of the Wyre forest where it's much more cooler. because of all the trees above us are much more denser. The trail right away in front of us is actually closed. What I'm going to do is head all the way to the car park and let's go and check out Colliery. I'm hoping I can park for that one because the buildings over there are really amazing to look at. It definitely tells you a past of the Industrial Revolution. And it is getting very busy over here once more. Shame I can't stop in this spot for a while. These trees in front of us are really old. You can definitely tell that by the bark and how tall they are up. Especially that one, how many years has that been standing? Let's get to the car park, it's another further walk from here. I'll tell you what, this road is really long. It just seems like there's no end to it. And by the side of us it's called Knowles Coppice. I did view a board and it says the old railway to the side of us. So I'm guessing those bridges are something to do with a railway line. I think the car park now is not too far. Well, I'm hoping not. I really don't know how I'm walking in this heat. But we've got to make a pace on, it's 12 o'clock already. Here we are, there's the first air shaft. It's actually up this steep path on the right. A lot of people who have been here before, after watching my very last video, tried to find this place. I think that's called the Brook, and the tramway for the coal mine used to come all the way over that. Not too sure where the remains are, I think them over there hidden. I mean, travelling to this place, you wouldn't believe that this is even here. All nature has completely reclaimed it. And the path has actually just vanished. Wow, 1896, Colliery with the date to the top. It sort of looks similar to the one that's by me, the big engine house. What a place, not too far from the Wyre forest, and we've got a colliery. So you can definitely tell how industrialised the area really was. And the tramway running over the Brook and then further on. That is actually right away behind here where the big wheel was and the shaft. Nature is really reclaimed on this place. I can really picture the days of the industrial use here. Just imagine how many workers went underground. Must have been crazy.